Great. Wow. What a wonderful turnout. This is great. Where ordinary people do extraordinary things, they come together in one place. And this is it. And I'll walk around if you don't mind. The best thing about being short, it doesn't matter where I am. So you'll be able to see the slides. So as Ethan said, my name is Anteneh. This is my home turf. I live in Delaware. I worked for DuPont for a very long time. Now I do work for Qnity Electronics. You probably never heard of it. This is a 1-week-old company, a spin-off of the electronics business from DuPont. And now it's on the stock exchange since Monday with a letter Q. Buys the stock so I get to keep my job. So this conference started about 5 years ago for Eastern Pennsylvania and Delaware. And we had a little bit of issue with COVID, so we did it online first. And then Drexel took it and went to Penn. After Penn, Temple did it last year. And when we were down there, we started talking, who's gonna be the host next year? And Ethan and his team thought about it during the day. I thought they would give me an answer, in a few months. But they gave me the answer that day, that they would commit. And here we are today, here. And as Connecticut also did the same thing every year. They were ahead of us actually for many, many years. And we talked about it. We said, you know what, we always do it in Connecticut and Eastern Pennsylvania and Delaware. Why don't we combine it and make it a Northeast and rotate it around through the 10 states? So this is the first of the Northeast conference. So welcome. Do I go?
Next slide.
Next slide after this? Oh, great. Okay. All right, so thank you everyone for coming. I know you have a bunch of stuff you could have done better today. You could have been with your kids, or the professionals, activities, dropping them off to soccer, over here. And the students, you have homework, projects, exams, surprise quizzes the professors gives you, but you chose to be here because you cared enough to come here. So thank you. Second, Torrin Johnson, who couldn't be here with us, but every year he's been doing this with me, and he is the instigator of this Eastern Pennsylvania and Delaware conferences because he came up with the idea we should do it, he encouraged me, and I went forward, and it's been great ever since then. Gabriella, our co-president for the Northeast, and Bruce Needham from the EWB headquarters, they've been on the call with us, planning through all this, so thank you to them. Most importantly, the best of all, the University of Delaware, or sometimes we call it UD around here, EWB team that's put this together. These are the students. And thank you, Ethan. A boat cannot move without a captain. They promised to do this, and every single one of them did a wonderful job, taking their task, committed to what they were supposed to do, and they delivered it. And the faculty advisor, Dr. Julie, Dr. Nazem, their dean, Dr. Pam Norris. I'm pretty sure you are nervous just as I was, but they did not disappoint you. They did a wonderful job. They planned this out very, very well. So they deserve a round of applause. At this time on Tuesday, this past Tuesday, was all that they are arriving on Saturday. They should be stretched out, but you see them smiling on the picture. That's the day they took that picture. And they did a wonderful job yesterday. The movie was great, Hidden Figures. They showed the right movie. So we had a very good time watching it. And even some of us watched it before, so like all new, and watching it again. So thank you Delaware for hosting us. So this is all the schools that they showed who registered from all the way from Vermont. I mean, long drive. But, they still showed up. And we owe to them, when they host it in the future, we'll have to go up there too, right? So there's good registration. This is the largest conference in EWB, the regional one. So we've done better and better each year. So this is wonderful. So applaud to all the schools. So when we came to this theme, the paths to possibilities, no matter the journey, the possibility are endless. We had so many themes that everybody came up with. We had about 2 weeks to come up with one. And we start talking. We had other ideas. But all of a sudden, with some discussion, talks, and explanation, everybody converged to this team. So it's wonderful how it happened. And because everybody kind of saw the light at the end, yes, this is the team that we're gonna have. So past the possibilities, because you make things that's impossible domestically and internationally. So this was a wonderful team that to have. So why do we volunteer? Sometimes we do to help others, for various causes, to improve your mental and physical health, right? It makes you happy to do it. You meet new people, you get a sense of purpose, you learn new skills, network. Some do it for their resumes, but when they do it, they learn. And I do have a soft piece and a little biased when I see EWB on a resume. Most likely I give them an interview, at least I owe it to them. And then they explain themselves even better, right? But you do all that. But at the same time, if you just went just for something different, when you start working with other people, you get to learn about caring. But most importantly, you're doing this because you have the compassion and the care to make a difference. That's why you're here. So the picture you see on the top right corner is Good News Board. This is at the Ronald McDonald House of Delaware. Since my son is young, he has to have an adult when he goes volunteer there, so I volunteer with him. I came across this board of Good News. And this is the families that come to the DuPont Hospital with serious diseases or serious health issues, and they stay at a normal house, and we volunteer to help them make food, serve them their dinner, and so on. So when they leave, they actually take a post-it notes and they write down. And some of them are very catchy. Some will say, I got my cast off. After 3 weeks, I'm happy, I'm going home. Some will say, we had 54 days of various surgeries and finally it's over, we're going home. There's some, the one that catchy was 184 days in the hospital and I'm going home. So this board of news makes you volunteer more. But if we gave this board to all the international projects and domestic projects that you do each day, they would have said, well, finally we have light. Finally we have clean water. Thank you for giving us a better school infrastructure so our kids could learn. So what you do every day may be an obstacle, hurdles, getting things done the way you're used to in the US is not the same over there. Some make you want to pull your hair. But once you get there, you do the project. When you come back, you feel good. That's because you care enough to go there. And this board of good news, tells it all. And when you come back and you have achieved something that somebody did not have, then we can consider it a basic necessity, as we complain here for something little when we lose power for 3 hours, things like that. So what you do every day helps so many people and make sure you feel good about it. The Northeast has a lot of chapters. We have 8 professional chapters. We have 37 student chapters. We have one coming up, Swarthmore College. Nena Lofton. Last year she came after she saw it on LinkedIn. She met us. She said, I may think about starting a chapter at Swarthmore. That I may change to I will. Now they're represented here in the room. There's Nela there and her team. So we'll have another one. We have 10 states, Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Pennsylvania, East and West, Delaware, New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut. Look how amazing of a chapter we have, and that translates to 72 projects in 19 countries and 5 continents. Yes, 72 is kind of less than 100, but times it by the number of households, times it by the number of communities, and look at the impact you're doing everywhere around the globe, including domestically here in the US. So this is a wonderful, wonderful region in the Northeast. We're everywhere. Ecuador, Zimbabwe, Guatemala, Ghana, Tanzania, Sierra Leone, Bolivia, Philippines, and so on. So the countries that we go to, some are easy to get to, some are harder, some are longer, some we lose our suitcases and we lose zippers, but we fix it. We're problem solvers at the end. So we have various projects: water supply, water distribution, urban farms, community garden, civil works, structure, water irrigation, sanitation, solar energy, health clinic, school facilities, infrastructure, farm irrigation, footbridge, agriculture. Look how many projects types we have in the Northeast, and this is you. It reflects you, what you do every day, along with your exams and quizzes, family life. Some spend their own money because we don't have enough funding. And we continue helping the world. One little thing that you do at everywhere you go goes a long way. You may think you're frustrated, you got it done. You are the giver. You don't forget. You may forget. But those who get the benefit, don't forget. They remember you forever. They will say, we remember 10 years ago, this person there. They pray for you. They support you. That little necessity, the little water that you put in, the little project that you've done makes a difference. Trust me when I say that, because I was born in one of those countries, I was raised in one of those countries, and I have the best of both, where I'm here in my adopted country and helping my birth country for various projects. So it goes a long way. Your effort is fruitful. With that, Eastern Pennsylvania and Delaware region goals, we have goals here, and hopefully the other state leaders could take some notes in case they don't do it, but most of them do. But our goal here is to network, to do this annual gathering of a conference that we do, a recognition of accomplishment on the newsletters, sending what our chapters did, videos. One thing we do is the transition from the student chapter to professional chapter. Every year at the end of the year, I get the emails of all the seniors, and I introduce them to the state representatives that will be heading to. So you guys continue. Don't stop at the chapter level of your schools. Once you move to Washington, D.C., for example, from Drexel, I got a name, introduce them to the state leader there. Now the person is a part of the professional chapter. So we want you to continue. And we're here to mentor you, show you co-ops, resumes, job hunting, ideas, advices. We're here for you. And we're going to grow this EWB family more and more and more every year. So if you're in Charlotte, we did some exercise. Why would you want to see EWB in the headlines? What do you want it to say for EWB? So my table that I had was thousands of communities now resilient, most impactful nonprofit of the decade, and annual funding reaches $1 billion. Hopefully we'll get there, but most importantly, at least we hope we'll get there. World problem solved, EWB out of business. So with that, this group of Engineers Without Borders, UD, thank you for having us here. And Bruce, Megan, as you go back to the headquarters, make sure you tell them the story, how UD did a wonderful job. So before I get off the stage, I'm going to put a little plug for my dear friend and the fearless hero of New York, Vermont, and New Jersey, Uma, where the next year, 2026, Northeast Conference will be. So we'll be at Stevens in New Jersey. We understand the conference, the national conference in Oregon around the same time, but not everybody could afford to go there, right? So it's an alternative that they're putting together for those who still, especially who are graduating in May and June. So you get one before you depart and graduate. With that, I'll give it back to the UD team. Thank you so much.